Hello, so welcome to Women Empowerment Define the Odds. And you guessed it, it is Father's Day. So, of course, we got to shout out our fathers. We got to shout out our male viewers. We want to thank you. We want to say Happy Father's Day. Today, though, we have a little something a little different. We have a treat for you. We have some fathers, some men on my channel today. Of course, it's Father's Day, so we had to do that, right? But these men really truly motivate the women in their lives and their children, and they wanted to share that with us. So I want to thank these men, and they include Lasburn and Richard and Jeffrey and Nate and Sherlon. What they do not know, though, is that their children and the women, the significant others, also sent a video to surprise them saying Happy Father's Day, and I'm just saying thank you. So before we get into this exciting videos, I just wanted to share this with all the men and all the fathers out there. To the fathers who cared during hard times and cheered for us in the good times. To the men who showed up and show us what it means to work hard and to show up consistently. To the father figures who offer us timely and practical advice and support. To the men who continue to support, who continue to encourage, and who continue to inspire us. We want to say thank you. And as I said, I named this men, so enjoy this video. And thank you, men, for agreeing, graciously agreeing. And that's, being a male and supporting us. So thank you for being here. And thank you to your children and your significant others for also sending in the videos. And thank you for doing that for women empowerment here today. And happy Father's Day. And as I said, remember to like, to subscribe, to pass it to a friend. Enjoy Father's Day.
In response to the question, how do I motivate my daughters? I think they are old enough to answer those questions. For me, my answer might not be correct or might not be valid. So I let them take it away from here.
Well, I'm gonna go first. I'm Nadia. So the way Papa motivates me is that one thing about him is he always taught me how to be myself, and that was always something I struggled with. And Papa is always himself, and that's what I enjoy about him, and that's what I love about him. And that really helps me in life to be who I am and not be afraid of what everyone else thinks. So thanks, I appreciate you.
One way that Daddy motivates me is his resilience. He's always giving us life lessons and wisdom from whatever he goes through and challenges, and it definitely helps me to see things in different perspectives and how to see things in other ways rather than just jumping to conclusions. And I find that to be a practical point of motivation through my day-to-day life when we're not in contact with him, and I always remember some of the things that he said that has been very helpful.
There you go. Though that's the answer to how do I motivate my daughters. There's one missing, so we'll take it from these two.
Cuties.
Hello, We Do family. My name is Richard Balfour. I'm a husband and a father. I've been given the God-given responsibility to be a provider for my family. A provider not only financial, but also spiritual and a nurturing provider. I try to empower my wife and the women in my lives by providing advice, mental support to accomplish their goals and their dreams. Women multitask, and sometimes those tasks don't get accomplished or even finished. So my responsibility is to pick up those pieces that were not finished, to finish them so that they can accomplish their task. For the children in my life, they're not perfect and their minds are impressionable. My counsel to them is simply my experiences in my life. They need structure. They need a constant father in their lives. They will make mistakes, and when they fall, it's my responsibility to catch them when they fall. I would like to leave you with a text from Matthew 5, verse 16. Let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father, which is in heaven. Thank you, and happy Father's Day.
So the question was asked, how do I support my wife and my children? And after some deliberation, the only true way that I can illustrate it is through the garden. Most people who know me know that I love my garden. And one of the reasons why I love my garden so much is that in it, I find that I learn a lot of lessons that the Father is trying to teach us. If you will, why don't you walk with me so that I can show you where my garden is and we'll learn some lessons from it. In the garden, there you will find a multitude of fruits and vegetables, things like thymes and scallions, lettuce, kales, tomatoes, kalalu, all kinds of array of different vegetables and fruits that are there. But the one common element is the soil. If you take a look, come with me. If you see inside the soil here, the richness, the darkness of the soil that supports the growth of these luscious type of lettuces and different types of vegetables, that is the common element. And I know that without the connection of myself to Christ, which is the true nutrients that I need in order to support my family, there is no way that I can do it of my own. So even though you've done all that you can to support the growth, not only of your garden, but for your family, you could do everything. You could be planted by the rivers. You could have the water that is rich. You could have the soil that is rich. You could have all these things, but at the end of the day, if you're not rich within Christ, which is the true nurturance, the true nutrients that is going to support the growth of your family and yourself.
Hey, Dad.
Hey, Laz.
Happy Father's Day.
Now, I was thinking, how best to describe Dad? I was thinking, to me, he's like a coach. He always stresses the fundamentals.
Yes, he does. You teach me responsibility,
Accountability.
and most importantly, hard work forever pays.
I also love the most thing about Laz is that he's so creative and he always has great ideas, like
Midweek getaways to Niagara Falls.
Exactly. So now, as you know, Dad is the type of guy that everyone wants as a friend. And Lasburn, you should know this.
Yeah.
Because you always give of yourself so unselfishly and you expect nothing in return.
Most importantly, you are funny,
Supportive,
caring,
authentic,
loving.
and protective.
Having a dad like you means our family is blessed with the best. Enjoy your day. Much love.
Empower the woman in my life is by being the person she can trust and rely on, the person that she can, rely on. I give her love and support, and that she gives me. And most importantly, we both put each other's happiness first. That way no one's disappointed and everyone feels fulfilled and loved. And as a father, my method personally is, I'll rule with an iron fist, but I'll give you the world. So it's a little bit of extremes, but somewhere they kind of meet in the middle. And I see a lot of myself and my son, and vice versa. And that's also a wonderful thing. And being a father is one of the greatest gifts that any person, that any man could be possibly be blessed with.
Thank you for always being my number one supporter. You are the best partner and you are the best dad, and we are so lucky to have you. I appreciate you so much and I love you. Happy Father's Day.
Good afternoon. I'm Shola Mitchell from Grenada. I'm just gonna say that, I do a little motivation with my children, especially my daughter and my son. I have a daughter and son. And I give my daughter a little motivation that when she was gonna do her exam, You know, she had a 100% guarantee that she would have passed the maths, but she wasn't too sure on the language. And you know, I lift her spirit and motivate her. I say, okay, well, if you're sure on the math, that means the language you're gonna pass it as well. So she went out. You know, she did the maths. She went and do the exam. She do it good. When she come home, she tell me, she passed the maths. So I say, well, if you pass the maths, that means you pass the language. So she tell me she thinks she get about two or three wrong with the language. So I say, you pass it, man. So she say, well, I don't know yet. I say, okay, you're sure on that. You know, you don't know as yet, but based on what you do, you pass it. So she was there saying, I say, yeah, I say, if you get 2 wrong or you get 1 wrong, I don't mean to say you get all wrong, so we have it as a pass, eh? And she was like, yeah. So then she did, and she started talking, and you know, she was telling she little brother, I do good in the exam. So then I listening, and then she said, I feel I pass it, I pass it. So I say, then I call her to her and I say, yes, man, you pass it. You just have to have good spirit and good mind, and at least I know you pass it. So she was like, okay, you know, afterwards she come and tell me, she said, yeah, pass it in truth, I find I pass it, because the language wasn't so hard. I said, yeah, you pass it, and that was just nice little motivation that she had doubts before she go and do it. And when she go in, I say, oh, pass it, and she come back, she sure on the maths, eh? She sure on the maths, but the language, she find she didn't too nice with it. But we didn't get the result yet, but when we get the result, I know she passed it. Then with my son, well, he had to do CPA, so he went and did. I didn't wake him up the morning before he go, because I normally leave home like 5:30 in the morning to go to work. So I go when I was 7 o'clock. I call him and I tell him, well, you're going to do the exam. Do your best, try your best, you will make it. Do the best you can. If you have something that you're not too sure on, you'll give it a second chance. You move on, and then you come back on it. If you find you give it the second chance and you don't get through with it, you move on, and then you come back to it. When you come back to it, I know you're going to conquer it. And he was like, okay. So he leave. He went in the morning. When he come home, the first day, I say, how you do? And he was like, I find it easy, man, I do good. I say, okay, nice. He went the second day, and I asked him how he do again. He say, I find I pass it, man. I say, yeah. I say, I find you pass it too. So he was like, all the little doubt, and he was shaking. He was like afraid the night. He started catching cold sweat because the exam coming up, and he afraid, and stuff like that. And I was like, no, you will make it. Don't bother yourself. You will make it. And the morning, well, I call him, and then he come back. When he come back the evening, he was real happy. So all the cotton is gone, and he get through with it. So we just have to wait for the result now, and then we're gonna see exactly how it make it. So I love talking to them. I don't like shouting and bawling and making stuff. I don't think that's the best way to go. I think you talk relax, you talk mellow, and you let them understand what you're saying. You understand what they're saying, and then you bring it the way it's supposed to be. You go to your best how you could make it. And when you do that, they feel more comfortable and happy, and then at the end of it, you will be victorious. I know they're gonna make it, and I know they try their best. We're doing our best to the best that we could do. With the help of the Almighty, I know all things gonna work to the best that we can. Thank you.
Happy Father's Day, Daddy, and we love you. Thank you for motivating us to do the right thing. We appreciate you very much.
Okay, so once again, thank you to this men for sharing, and thank you to their children and the women in their lives for also sharing and surprising them. So in conclusion, men, just want to say thank you for showing us what it looks like to be a dad, and also a godly dad, for the godly dads are there. You are seen, you are called, you are valued, you are loved. And as I mentioned, Godly Dad, my dad's not here. But just want to say I have very good memories of you, Dad. I have very good memories of my dad. I always remember my dad dancing with me as a child, and I wish I could tell him this today, but in his he knows, and he always knew that he was loved. So happy Father's Day, and for the women and for people in their lives who lost their dads, we hold on to very good memories. So I have some really good memories of my dad, and some good laughs, and sometimes some cries. But I want to say thank you, Dad. And once again, happy Father's Day, guys, from Women Empowerment. We do Women Empowerment, defying the odds. Remember to like, remember to subscribe, remember to pass on to a friend. Thank you.